Alright, this is guitar lesson number 2. Today I'm going to focus mostly on the fretboard, so I'll have to jockey around to get in position. In our last lesson, the first lesson actually, we showed how to find every note on the string using the major scale. E, F, G, A, B, C, right on down on each one. So today I want to show you that you can not only play your major scale up the string, you can also play it across the fretboard in this direction. So it's the beginning of scale shapes and all of that, which we'll learn as we go on. So what I want to point out here is that when you were tuning a guitar, you went to the 5th fret and you had an A note. An A note is the same as the A open string. Okay, so in there is a clue. If you're doing your scale and you want to change to another string, you can change at the 5th fret. So if I were doing E, F, G, A, B, C, I could go E, F, G, A, B, C, or I could go E, F, G, open string A, B, C. Now when I get to D, it's the same as the next open string. So D, whole step E, half step F, G, same as the open string. So G, A, B, that's that offset string in the tuning, if you remember. You've got, it's hard to show this. I guess I can show it here with this finger here. But anyway, you're playing this one right here and the open string. So you're up on the open string, so it's B, C, D. Your next is E, which is the open string, and you're up to the octave. And you continue up the G, the high E if you wanted. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so we're going to work through the scale starting with the open E. So we're going to go E, F, G. Now we know that this is A, so it's open string A. So we can go E, F, G, A on the open string. B, C. We know that D is on the 5th fret, so there's D. E, F, G is the 5th fret again, so G, A, and we know that on that string it's offset. You can do it at the 4th fret, so that's B, C, D, again E. So your scale could be played like this. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So E, F, G on the low string, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Alright, you can start anywhere in there. You start on the C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's your Ione or major scale. So the idea that you can find the same note on the 5th fret transfers across the whole fretboard. If I'm playing a C here, so I know it on the 5 frets up is another C if I go to the string below. So I go here and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have a C again. Okay? And I'm going somewhere with this. So if I'm on F here, I can go to the next string up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have an F. Okay, so this is the basis, or the basic building block for the idea that you can move chords and shapes and scales around the fretboard. So let's work with that C major scale because that's what we started with. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now we're using open strings, and we can't use open strings when we get up here. So let's transfer that pattern to a different shape, if you will. So we're going to put our middle finger, the long finger, on the C note, and we're going to play D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So that's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. See that? When I'm playing guitar, I assign numbers to my fingers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the way I remember is I go 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now we have a shape, the major scale. No open string, so we can do that anywhere. Let's play that same scale in the key of D. Do, re, mi. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so you see that? If I wanted to play an E, and B, so we're not worrying about sharps, flats, or anything else. What we're doing is we're finding a pattern for the C major scale, and we can use that pattern anywhere. Okay, so movable patterns, all right, so that's a big key there. Whatever you can do on this set of 4 frets can be moved to this set of 4 frets. Okay, so it's movable, and your starting note, in this case is C. If you're going to play in D, your starting note is E or D. And then you use that pattern, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Or you can think of it in terms of whole steps and half steps, however you want to look at it. For me, it's easier just to remember these fingers. And, you know, I can think it through and do that, but I also know that I can just... Okay, so you've got a little shape for just about every scale you want to play. So now, you know, in that last lesson, I taught you the C chord. Okay, so the formula, I guess, is, or the method for building a chord, if you're going to build a major chord, you think of scale degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the octave 8. To get a major chord, you use the 1, the 3rd degree, and the 5th degree. So C, E, and G. C, E, G. Okay, so let's test that. C, E, G. So C, E, G, or G, C, E. And play the whole chord, and that's just C, E, G, C, E. You could also extend it and play the low G, but I usually stop at the lowest being the root. So we can build a chord using a 1, 3, and a 5. Okay, because that pattern is movable, if I want to play a D major, I can go to the key of D, the scale, and I can play the 1, the 3, and the 5. Okay, so what is the 1 is D. E, that's F sharp, because we moved the scale on the frets are half steps. So you can see these dots here are a whole step apart. These two dots. So D, E, F is there, so F sharp is there. So now we have an F sharp and an A. So D, F sharp, A is found out of that pattern. Those three notes in E, that note, that note, and that note. You can figure out what they are. So we're going to make a G. We're going to use that same pattern starting on the G string. So 1 is G, 3 is B, 4, 5 is D. So G, B, and D. So we can play a G here, a B here, and a D here. We have an open G, an open B, and then a G here. So a G chord would be like that. Some people play it like this. So there's all kinds of ways you can play it, but that's how you find the chord. So G, this is 1, A is 2, B is 3. So it's G and B, and then C is 4, D is 5. So G, B, and D. Now you just find G, B, and D up here, and in this case, you know, E, F, G, A, B. So we got G and B, and then we need a D, which is the open string. So these three strings here, that makes the G chord, and it's, you got another G there, so you can play, and you got an open B, and then all you have to do is fill in that high G right there, and you can play all 6 strings. Okay, so if I was going to build an A major, I'd start with my A. A is 1, B is 2, C sharp is 3, 4 is D, and 5 is E. So 1 is A, 3 is C sharp, and 5 is E. So A, C sharp, E. If I was going to play that up here, A, C sharp is not very practical. We've got an E right here, and we've got an A right here, and we got a C sharp right here. So we could go, so these 3 notes right here, this one, and this one, is A. We got an A below it, the open string, and also we got an E in there, so we got the high string. So that's how you find your chords. You just remember that a major chord consists of a 1, 3, and a 5. So whatever your root is, count the major scale up, and you can use that pattern. That pattern is your guide there. So last week we learned C major. This week we're going to concentrate on G major. And that's the 3rd fret on the 1st string, the 2nd fret on the 2nd string. The D, G, and B strings are open, and the high E is played on the 3rd fret. So all 6 strings gives you this sound here. And you can play it this way, you can play it this way. Some people mute the B string with their thumb and play it this way. The only thing you have to play to get a G is 3 notes. So any 3, G, G, B, or G, B, G. You're getting that tonality, that's what counts. So 3 strings is determining your chord. You can get by with 2, but if you want to determine major or minor or something like that, you need that 3rd note in there. So anyway, just to recap, because you've got a repeating note at the 5th fret, we know that every 5 frets, if you take whatever note you're on, change to the string below it and go up 5, you're going to have the same note. It's the C, start above it and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and you have the C. Because of that, we can use that knowledge to build a scale across the fretboard instead of up the string. So E, F, G, next note is A, which is the open string. A, B, C, next note is D, which is the open string. D, E, F, G is the open string. G, A, B is the open string. C, D, or A, B, C, D, E is the open string. So E, F, G, A, B, I'll do it up this way. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. See. Across the fret, same as right on up, okay? So, and you can start on any string. You can start on the D string. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. A string. You can play any portion of that you want to. So, then using the scale degrees of the major scale, C major, you can use the 1, the 3, and the 5 to build any major chord. So you can move this scale or this pattern around. If you want to learn how to make an E chord, you go to an E note, play that pattern. Now take the 1 and the 3 and the 5. So there's that same note right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how that works? It takes a G sharp, a B, and an E. B, E. So E, B, E, G sharp, B, E across the board. E major. So for now, work on C major and G major. And next week we'll go into some more chords. But the thing I want you to pick up on is that movable scale. 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. That's movable. And from that root note you can build a chord. Okay, so that would be it for lesson number 2. I hope you find it useful, and I'll try to do one of these a week. And I promise you all of these pieces will start coming together. What I'm trying to do right now is just get you familiar with the guitar, how the strings are tuned, how the scales and frets work together, how to use it to your advantage, how to discover patterns and play patterns so that transposing keys gets easy. It all has an aim, and you just have to get past the rudiments. What we're dealing with here is, scales, how to find them, how to build chords from the scale. It's all coming together in pieces here, and I promise you it will coagulate as we go ahead. So I'm looking forward to lesson number 3 next week. Bye for now.